Hi guys, my name's Bryanna and I am addicted to fictional men. No, I'm totally kidding. I just thought that I would come on here and reintroduce myself because I am stepping back into my BookTube era. I stepped out of it. I fell off. Hey, we recognize these patterns, but we're back, baby. We're back and we're here. So with that being said, if you love morally gray book boyfriends, strong FMCs, and talking about fictional worlds as if they are real, you have come to the right place. Gotta take a little coffee sip. Am I addicted to caffeine? Yes, I am. So my name is Bryanna. I am currently located in the Tampa, Florida area. I actually was born in this area. I moved to a super small town at a young age, lived there until I graduated high school, had to get out of there because your girl's not for the small town. Personally, I'm a city girl. From there, I went to college in Gainesville, got my AA, went to college at UCF in Orlando, got my bachelor's in kinesiology, where I am now an online personal trainer. So I like to train women to feel confident and good with themselves. And from there, I moved back here to Tampa. I just got tired of Orlando and I wanted to switch it up. I had lived there for, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years, maybe 7. I don't know. So we decided to come back to Tampa, switch it up. It's crazy though, because I'll ride around and then I'll get little flashbacks and I'm like, oh my God, I went there when I was a kid. I used to go shopping here. It's crazy, but that's besides the point. So how did I get into reading? So I actually have always been a huge reading girly. Ever since I was a kid, yes, I was a Dr. Seuss book girly. Then I was a Junie B. Jones girly. Then I got into middle school. I did try the Twilight books. I didn't care that much about them, but I liked the movies. I was a Twilight movie girly. But I read a lot of different things in middle school, and then in high school, I started dipping my toe into Wattpad. It explains a lot about your girl's reading habits. So I did start dipping my toe in Wattpad. Did I love My Sexy Kidnapper on Wattpad? Yes, I did. Do I love dark romance books now where the guy kidnaps you or stalks you? Yes. Does it make sense because of what I indoctrinated myself into when I was like in 14 reading about men staring outside their girl's window? Probably. Have I unpacked it in therapy? What did my therapist say? She said, hey, there's nothing wrong with me. So we're going to keep reading my dark romance book. She actually giggles at me, so it's fine. Also, though, in high school, I was obsessed with dystopian society books. I loved a dystopian society where they would end up rebelling. Hunger Games was my favorite book in high school. It was my favorite, all-time favorite book. I read that whole series when I was in high school. Girl loves a dystopian society. I don't know what that says about me, but I love that shit. And I love when they rebel out of it. I have not caught up, so I do need to read Hey Mitch's book. But hey, I do know how it ends because I did read the first Hunger Games. So I remember when all the drama was going around and they're like, you spoiled Hey Mitch's games for me. I understand if you haven't read the books how that could be a spoiler, but it's not really a spoiler because he was in fact a mentor in the first book. So that implies, but that's just me. That's just my humble opinion. So I was reading so much in high school, lots of dystopian societies, lots and lots of Wattpad, dark romance, fantasy on Wattpad, like all the above. And then when I got into college, I stopped reading because I just did not have the time. Also was partying a little too much, but that's okay. It built character. I was indeed Bryce Quinlan, but human. So do with that info what you will. So college, I was not reading. And then I started reading like self-help books. And I was like, yeah, I love these. Really bettering my mind. I loved reading self-help. And then March 2024, I actually, at the end of year 2023, I made it like New Year's resolution to start reading more, right? And then I watched The Summer I Turned Pretty, season 2. And it, like, when season 2 came out, I watched them both. And I think that was like January, February. And after season 2 ended, I was like, yeah, I just need to know what's going to happen. I don't have time to wait. So I read the 3rd book, not the first 2, just the 3rd book. And I was like, oh, period. I read it in 2 days. Actually, I think I read it less than 48 hours. And I was like, oh, okay, bet. I love reading. And then I kept seeing like everybody talk about ACOTAR. And at the time I was not on Book Talk yet. So I was seeing people post about ACOTAR, like not even being on Book Talk, like just seeing the cover everywhere. And I was like, you know what? I'm a fantasy girly at heart. I grew up loving fantasy, like all things Marvel, Star Wars, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, How to Train Your Dragon. Truly, like any movie that had some like fantastical element to it, that's what I was watching. That's what I was indulging in. Like that has always been my favorite. So I'm like, okay, it's about fairies. Like, yeah, I'm sure I'm going to love this. Let's see what it's about. I'm thinking it's going to be like cute little fairies. Little did I know it was going to be bat boys and shadow daddies. Thank God I read that book. Thank the cauldron. Bless the cauldron that I read that book. So I read ACOTAR. I devoured that whole series in like less than a month. Like I think I read each book in like 2 days. So I was clearly obsessed. Oh, I feel you guys should know I'm a mommy. Mamacita? A mom of what? A dog. I am indeed a mommy. Say hi, Grammy. Hi. Grammy loves attention and he loves to sit in your lap and just lay there. Says, I'm a happy, lovey boy as long as you happy love me back. Right, baby? Yeah. So anyway, thank God I got back into reading. So I did read ACOTAR, Change Your Girl's Life. I went down a hole. After I finished reading ACOTAR, I did indeed have mental breakdowns because the series was over and I was so sad. Then I read Throne of Glass. Then I read Fourth Wing because Throne of Glass was so long. I needed something like kind of like short afterwards. I read Fourth Wing. Then I read Crescent City. And like, we don't need to go down the whole hole. Just know I've like read every freaking fantasy book. Okay, not everyone. I'm still reading them, but currently I'm reading On Wings of Blood, book 2. Love me some Meet Your Pendragon, but we'll get there. So typically the types of books that I read is always going to be like romantasy and dark romance. You'll see like some subgenres in there. Sometimes I'll read like a little mafia romance. Sometimes I want to try things out if people really suggest it. Do I do it often? No. Okay, I haven't done it at all. I'm going to be honest, but I am going to read a thriller book one of these days. Something Frida McFadden, because my friend Jensen, shout out to Jensen, really wants me to read it. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to read a Frida McFadden book. Do I know when? No. Is it going to happen anytime soon? No. But I will read it, I promise. But I'm not promising by what time frame. So basically what you can expect from me is romantasy and dark romance. I love it. And I love, high fantasy is really good also. I love it. But like, I just really love having like the romance aspect in it as well. So like romantasy is my go-to. And then I like to break it up with dark romance. So what you can expect from my channel, always chaotic book recs, maybe some reading vlogs, some bookish fashion. Because if you don't know, your girl does have a book merch business. And I think you would really like it because it was made by the girlies for the girlies. And I know I get you guys. So, you know, some bookish fashion, trope debates, hot takes, maybe some zodiac sign stuff for funsies because I love doing zodiac sign stuff and more. So if this sounds like something you would like, you're in the right place. Okay, so now I'm going to go through. I have lists, okay, of all of my top 5s. We're going to go through top 5 books, top 5 FMCs, top 5 book boyfriends. I guess top 5 books is kind of like top 5 series, but we're just going to go top 5 books. Okay, Acco Math and Crescent City. Those are my number 1 favorite books. They are 6 stars to me, but those are like top 2 favorite series. Butcher and Blackbird. That's another fave of mine. I will die on this hill. Everybody needs to read Butcher and Blackbird. That is quite literally one of the best books. It's so good, so funny, so good. The Book of Azrael, that entire series, if you have not read it, you really need to. Okay, I promise you. Dark romantasy is my favorite genre. Obvious reasons. It mixes dark romance, romantasy. The Book of Azrael is seriously like one of the best freaking series I've ever read. And then also Zodiac Academy. Those are my top 5 favorite series / books. If you haven't delved into any of those and you have questions about anything, I will be your girl. Ask me. I will get you right. We're going to get you on the right track. You're going to love it. I promise I would not steer you wrong. Top favorite FMCs. Don't come at me. Number 1 is Bryce Quinlan. Don't come at me. Okay? She's amazing. But if you do want to come at me, we can have the debate. I appreciate other perspectives. But I will be convincing you that you're indeed wrong if you think anything bad about her, because she is incredible. Number 2 is Diana Martinez. She's from the Book of Azriel. No one does divine feminine rage like Diana Martinez does, okay? If you want a morally gray FMC, you want divine feminine rage, a woman with a sharp tongue, Diana Martinez. Okay, the Vega twins from Zodiac Academy, I count them as one because they are just like the other half to each other to me. Like, I love the Vega twins so much. It literally makes me wish that my sister was my twin. It actually had me really depressed for a couple months that she was not my twin, in fact. So I love their dynamic. I love those girls. They're so freaking good. Next is Everest Arcadia. She has become one of my top faves. She's from Neverkeep by the Twisted Sisters, which is like in the Zodiac Academy world, but it doesn't have anything to do with Zodiac Academy. So if you're looking at Zodiac Academy and you're like, oh, this is intimidating, it's so long, try Neverkeep. Neverkeep is out. Book 2, Echo Fort, is out. And then the next book comes out in February, I think. And I do have some theories, so maybe I'll make a video on that. We can come back to it. And then last is Midra Pendragon. Okay, she's from On Wings of Blood, but I'm going to tell you why I like her, because I think it's so real when an FMC is not afraid to say to a man what she genuinely thinks and landing up for herself. And there are specific scenes in the book where the MMC does stuff that, like, if I was in that position, I don't even care if it's a romantasy book, because trust me, I will overlook some red flags in a fantasy book for my book boyfriend. But there's things that this guy does where I'm like, never would I ever let that slide. And I let a lot slide, okay? Your girl's morals are non-existent when she's reading. I would never let this slide. And I love Midra Pendragon because she puts him in his place. Thank you, girl. Thank you. Like, an FMC who's not afraid to just like let him know what's up. I love that. And you'll realize if you read these books, like, all of my favorite FMCs are like that. They're not afraid to stand on business. And that's what I appreciate in an FMC. So that's why they're my faves. Now we're going to go to top 5 book boyfriends, which... RIP if you have headphones. Rysand, I don't care. Rysand, I love that man. No one will ever replace him. I love him with all my heart. I can literally forget, whatever. Like, oh, I haven't read it in a while. I know I love him. And as soon as I like listen to it or like read a passage, I'm immediately taken back in love with him. Like, he is everything. Lance Orion, he's from Zodiac Academy. Guys, Lance, the shit that man says. I love him. Zade Meadows. He is like dark romance book boyfriend blueprint to me. I love him. I love how he builds her up. I love how he teaches her to be strong. I love how he pushes. I just love Zade. I really do love Zade. I know that's controversial, and I totally understand how he's not for everybody, but he is for me. Sam Kyle. He is also from the Book of Azriel. Think Rysand, but with a really filthy fucking mouth, okay? Okay? Imagine Rysand saying, I'm gonna the word friend out of your vocabulary. Oh, okay. And then he does. Okay? He's that man. He's that man. Last, not least, Killian Carson. He is also a dark romance book boyfriend. He's a literal psychopath. Like, no, he's literally like diagnosed psychotic. Why do I love him? Probably because he is diagnosed psychotic. Here's the thing about me. I love like a super crazy, possessive, obsessive book boyfriend. And maybe it's because like in real life, I would never accept that, but it's so fun to have it in like a book where the man is just like so crazy obsessed with you. I'm like, yes. If they did these things in real life, I would not accept it. But like in my book, absolutely I will. Absolutely. And then honorable mention, because he is becoming a top 5 book boyfriend for me, but that's going to be Kaiser Brimtheon from Neverkeep series. If you notice, like a lot of my favorite characters are from a lot of my favorite series. But Kaiser, yeah, he hasn't even had that many lines, okay? And he, for some reason, lives rent-free in my head, even though he literally has no emotions. Like, there's nothing going on up there. And if you read it, you'll know what I mean. Like, I don't mean it in a way that he's stupid. No, I don't mean that. When I say there's nothing going on up there, I mean literally there's nothing happening. And he's so, Like, why am I so obsessed with somebody like that? Like, you just have to read the series and then come back and we can chat about it, because my obsession with Kaiser is actually like psychotic. Okay, it's crazy. I don't understand it. I can't explain it to you because I don't understand it myself. But yeah, he's an honorable mention because he really is going to be top 5. The more I read, the more he's up there. So he had to get an honorable mention, of course. Okay, now we're just going to run through some little random facts because it isn't a get to know me kind of thing. So we're going to get to know me a little bit. Do I prefer coffee or tea? Coffee. But I do love tea, but only like lemon tea. What is the brand? I think it's Bigelow. I love lemon tea. Like, that's it with honey. That's the only tea I really will drink. Green tea's good, but I just don't drink it regularly. You know, like I'd rather have a cup of coffee. Favorite tropes. Obviously enemies to lovers. Hello. I love like true enemies to lovers, which makes sense why a lot of my favorite books are my favorite books. Forced proximity. I love the tension with a forced proximity. Like, we're in each other's, especially when they hate each other. Like, recipe for love of my life. I'm obsessed. I do love a stalker trope. Let's keep it, fictional, but I do love a stalker trope. Knife to throat. Okay. Those are going to be like fave tropes. A bookish habit that I would say I cannot stop doing, and I wish I could, is when I get really into a book and I stay up until like literally 4 in the morning and read it. And the thing about me is, like, when I stay up past certain, because I pass out at like 11, like I am a tired girly. So when I stay up past a certain time, I actually can't fall asleep. So then I'm trying to drug myself to fall asleep at 4:30 in the morning, and my body does not want to sleep at that point. So it's just like waking up every 5 minutes, and then I can't sleep in if I stayed up too late. So then I wake up at 8 anyway, and it's actually really bad for my health. Terrible bookish habit that I fear I will not be changing. So it is what it is. So some upcoming videos you guys can expect from me: reading vlogs, book boyfriends based on your zodiac sign, or book recs based on your zodiac sign, or FMCs based on your zodiac sign. All the above. Absolutely, you can expect all of those, because those, I live for it. I'm here to relay the message of the stars. And you can't get mad at me because the stars said it. I didn't say it. The stars said it. I'm just the messenger. Okay, don't shoot the messenger. What else can you expect? Hot takes, unboxings of book merch, upcoming book merch that I might drop, because again, teaser, zodiac sign stuff. I'm not even a zodiac girly like that. I just love zodiac stuff. So maybe I am a zodiac girly, but I just love it. So if you're here and you love fantasy books, psychotic, unhinged men, book recs, just literal chaos in a video, I literally love you already. So I'm so excited to jump back in my BookTube era. I appreciate it so much for you watching. If you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know who your top 5 book boyfriends are in the comments, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.